Finally, I want to tell you that extra milers just simply don't worry about whose job it is, whose fault it is, or who gets the credit. A few years ago, I was doing a seminar at a hotel. It was the Marriott Suites at Dulles Airport, right outside of Washington, D.C. It was a room just about this size. We were expecting about 200 people for this meeting, and I had sent to the hotel ahead of time a schematic of how I needed the room set up. Got in late the night before, didn't have a chance to check out the room, got in early the next morning. I stumbled out of bed, looking kind of rough, come down, in the hotel, and I opened the door to see if the room was set up like I needed it. The room was set up perfectly, according to the wrong instructions. My fault, not theirs. I had simply sent them the wrong instructions. This great big room with 35 cute little chairs in a circle. And so I'm thinking, well, we need to do something real quick. We got about 165 chairs we need to get, and tables and table skirts and staging and lighting and audio-visual equipment and all this. And so there's a woman standing down at the end of the hall in a Marriott uniform, and she's putting out coffee and breakfast rolls. And she comes over and she says, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Well, sure hope so." I said, "I really messed up this time." She said, "Well, what do you need?" And I told her I need 165 more chairs and tables and table skirts and staging and lighting and audio-visual equipment and all this in about an hour and a half. She said, "Well, do you have the right instructions now?" She was a little sassy. And I said, "Yes, I do." And she looked at those instructions. She looked at that room. She said, "Yeah, I can take care of that." I said, "Well, I appreciate that, but I'm not sure you understand what I mean. You say I need 165 more chairs, tables, table skirts, staging, lighting, audio-visual equipment, all this in about an hour and 20 minutes. She said, "I can take care of that." I started to protest again, and she looked up at me. She said, "Sir, you really need to go upstairs and do something with your hair." And she was right. So I went upstairs, I got ready, I came down about 45 minutes later. I want you to know that room was well on its way to being set up exactly as I needed it. I said, "You have created a miracle. How did you do that?" She handed me her business card. Banquet server. I said, "You seem to me like a very competent banquet server, but how do you come to work with tables and chairs and staging and lighting and audio-visual equipment and goofballs like me who can't get their act together at 6 o'clock in the morning?" She said, "Sir, these rooms are my responsibility. What happens in here is a direct reflection on me." She said, "I don't worry about whose job it is or whose fault it is. I don't worry about who gets the blame. I don't worry about who gets the credit." I think when we all work like that, we can all get everything done that we need to do to meet the mission of our organization.